Just about set to get underway at the Estadio Metropolitano Roberto Meléndez in Barranquilla, northern coast of the continent. And we are looking forward to this intriguing matchup between Colombia, ranked 7th in the FIFA Coca-Cola rankings, Argentina ranked 3rd. But of course, that's really not the real story here, Ray Hudson. It's a situation with Argentina 9th out of the 10 nations right now. Not a very good start for them at all. A 1-1 draw at the Monumental against Brazil. They need to come up with something here without a lot of the big stars.
Well, excuse me, Lindsay, I was a little bit distracted by all those beautiful ladies up there in those stands. And as we prepare for this game, certainly it's an absolutely monumental game for Argentina, who've looked decidedly off of colour. Not by the way they've been playing, although they were very impressive against Brazil, in particular in the first half. But it's the chances, Lindsay, that they are letting off the hook. With Colombia coming in at home, in front of these always fanatical, rabid fans, this will be a tough road to hoe for Argentina. The star-studded lineup that Argentina have on the pitch is so admirable. What's missing from their team is even more so. The likes of Zabaleta and Garay missing in action at the back, but they're Aladdin's cave of forwards. The likes of Tevez, Kun Agüero.
As we look at the starters for Los Cafeteros, Ospina in goal, Palacios, Zapata, Murillo, Fabra in the back, Mejia, McNally, Torres, and Daniel Torres behind James Rodriguez, Carlos Baca, and Teo Gutierrez for Jose Nestor Peckerman, who knows a thing or two about Argentine football. He led the Albiceleste back in 2006. For Tata Martino, it's Romero in goal. Mercado steps in for the suspended Roncaglia, Otamendi, Funes Mori, Rojo, Banega, and then it's Mascherano, Biglia, the holders. Di Maria, Éver, Banega will be in that trail striker or attacking midfield position with Higuaín and Lavezzi ahead of him. Some changes for Colombia as well here.
Certainly. And Teo Gutierrez getting the nod in front of Muriel. So changes both sides of the pitch, but the ball still rolls, and this one will be rolling at the feet of some beautiful players here today.
Underway from the Estadio Metropolitano. Colombia left to right in this first half of play. This is match day 4, World Cup qualifying for Russia 2018.
It's a perfect footballing pitch out there. It's a little dead because of the amount of rain that this place suffered, and was serious threat to the football match actually being put in jeopardy with lightning strikes. Serious lightning strikes all around Barranquilla, but they've held off, and the fates have rewarded us with a good, wonderful temperature to play this match. Looks a little rough and ready, but you can see what I mean by the deadness of the ball. There won't be a lot of bounce in it, and that might suit Colombia.
Little combination initially that time between Teo Gutierrez and Carlos Baca. Mejia goes down.
Banega saying his apologies to Alexander, but the referee saying we've seen enough of that. Comes through the back, right down his Achilles, and that ain't faking it. It's a nasty tackle.
Back to Zapata. Murillo did so well in that Copa America this past summer. 15th cap for him.
A good ball out of the back from Zapata. A highly underrated player for me, for Milan. Gets a lot of abuse, a lot from the national team fans and the Milanistas. Look out.
Good run from Palacios into the give and go. Good delivery as well. Far side.
There's a great opportunity for Carlos Baca as this one bounces wide. It's a beautiful football from Colombia that rouses this crowd. The ball fed out wide. If we see this one again, it falls into the compass of Carlos Baca. Lovely give and go on the run. And sent in wonderfully. And looking back, it rises and he just misses it by a couple of fluffy eyebrows there. Very close to making contact.
That overlapping run, by the way, from Eliberton Palacios, his debut for Colombia, just 22 years of age, plays for Deportivo Cali, and off to a good start here.
Yep, confident first touch, certainly, for the youngster.
Brought down by Biglia, can't maintain possession. On the turn is Daniel Torres. Colombia aggressive, getting possession back, taken away by Mascherano.
As Banega stepping through the legs of offside, stepping right through the legs of James Rodriguez to win that. Colombia wanting the call against Argentina, not given. Referee right on top of that.
Palacios. And given up that time.
Good run.
This is Banega.
Oh, squeezing that through and just cut out by Murillo.
Lavezzi does so well to protect the ball. Contact there. This would be a free kick for Argentina. And the appeal from Frank Fabra, but to no avail with a referee there.
Fabra saying that he was high kicking by Ezequiel Lavezzi to show he comes through the player, takes the ball, takes the player before the ball. It's a brave play, as always. And Lavezzi scored that wonderful goal on the break, set up by his teammate Higuaín in the last match.
Ospina organizing his wall and defense. 27-year-old Arsenal goalkeeper getting everybody set.
Usually fed in by Di Maria with that left, but he'll have Banega as an option, perhaps. Yep.
Banega. This will be started again.
Argentina will be grateful. Bit of adjustment of the sights here from Éver. Going back to the well again, though.
Cleared away, back to Di Maria. Banega. There was a whistle, I think, earlier, and now it's affirmed or reaffirmed by the referee.
Talked about being a dead pitch right when the game kicked off, Lindsay. You can see there's some serious give in this ground. As we said, it was a monsoon that came down ahead of the kickoff. That may play a part in the action as this game goes on. Pitch is holding up nicely, drained beautifully.
6 minutes to play. This is Palacios.
Good action in those 6 minutes. End-to-end stuff right from the get-go. Both teams playing confidently. Good give and go. Not as much on the getting side of it, though. Nice play on the run. Again, Tiafoe Gutierrez getting a nice early touch. Good look at Baca.
Very active beginning for Carlos Baca. Otamendi to Mercado. Just his second cap. Plays for River Plate on the return. And well defended by Jason Murillo. First corner of the match, and it goes to Argentina.
Good confident barreling run by Mercado. Took a bit of a hit there. Hard River man. 28-year-old, so he's a seasoned warrior.
Lavezzi. All the way back to the captain, who rolls it back to Sergio Romero. 70th cap for Romero. So look at the players to focus on, to watch. James Rodriguez and Angel Di Maria. fairly close in goals for their respective countries, and coincidentally primarily left-footed, that specialness that you see so often in the world-class players.
Two different types of players entirely, aren't they? But they'll be wonderfully involved and be the inspiration for both these teams. Of course, Angel Di Maria loves that space in front of him. Wonderful provider of the pass. James has the eye of the tiger in front of goal, as he showed in his last game, hitting in the back of the net. He's had a good long layoff as well for Real Madrid, so came back into the Madrid lineup quickly and impressed, and he's doing so again for Colombia. They're going to need him at his sharpest here tonight.
Well defended by Mejia that time. And we mentioned Carlos Sanchez, who's suspended, the Rock, yes, they call him. He's one of those midfielders for Colombia that's been so effective, and Mejia stepping in here.
Di Maria out here really felt something as the challenge came in and across him. Seemed to be a lot more serious. Yeah, he's still down. Took the whack, I think, of the arm right into the rib cage. Maybe it's just knocked the wind out of him, Lindsay, but certainly distressed there.
Mercado gets it back in play. Lavezzi
that's
on the run. Back to Rojo.
Control on the turn. That ball dropping over Rojo's shoulder. Controlled it beautifully.
Pressure by Baca on Otamendi.
Martino there asking players to be a little bit more alert and in possession of the ball.
Good touch by Teo. Torres, Torres. No problem for Sergio Romero.
Wonderful distribution, but into the stands. Looked like it was going to hold up for Gonzalo Higuaín, who would have had one-on-one with Zapata. Sergio Romero recognizing that straight and hits that sidewinder just out of touch.
Over to Fabra. Colombia coming off a draw. Decent result in Santiago against Chile. Game in which they were behind, but they came back and pulled level thanks to James Rodriguez. And they'd love to build on the second half of that match where they played well.
Absolutely.
In this one.
Yeah, it was a good performance, as you said, Lindsay, and against the South American champions, coming back from behind thanks to a goal by James was something that really filled the confidence of the Colombian fans, who have turned out in incredible support, as you would expect, as this place is always for their beloved Los Cafeteros. But also Argentina put in by far their best performance against Brazil in that first 45 minutes, but then seemed to change shirts with Brazil at half-time, because it was Brazil who came back, cost Gonzalo Higuaín's man 2 precious points. This man on the ball hit the upright with a great effort. Banega, that would have made it 2-0, wasn't to be.
Played in nicely from Di Maria, but
again Zapata, beautiful timed slide tackle to cut that ball off right when it was intended for its target.
Di Maria down again, this time holding his face. Banega
right in front of the referee, who saw nothing.
Play continues, contact from Otamendi.
Letting it play both ways. Certainly seemed like an arm was raised into Angel Di Maria's face in that last challenge. by Murillo.
Higuaín, his first touch. Mascherano.
It's a great ball.
Banega. Beautiful run from Di Maria. Di Maria plays it back. Deflected. A good setup and good possession from the Albi Celesti there.
Wonderful attack. Starts with Di Maria. Pulls it back, and look at this cover though on Higuaín. Nowhere for him to go. Beautiful cover on one side, Zapata, on the other side of him, Murillo. And he's got legs all around him, not able to rifle that one onto the target of Ospina, but nice build-up, as you said, from Argentina, linking their play together and then sending that killer ball into the area. But credit Colombia for snuffing it out. Good focus in their defense. Man chasing down the number 9 for Argentina. Higuaín being in absolutely red-hot form in Italy's Serie A, week in, week out for Napoli, enjoying an absolute wonderful run of goal-scoring form.
Good work from Marcos Rojo. Picked up by Magnelli Torres, and this is Palacios again. Definitely not afraid to move forward, the right back for Colombia. Given away by Rojo. Tejo.
Tackle again.
Serrano.
What a challenge.
As usual, impeccable timing.
Yep. Palacios just about to pull the trigger, and as you said, impeccable timing indeed from the Barcelona man. Take a look. Lovely feed, but then Mascherano says, see ya. Lovely tackle with the right. Wonderful hocus pocus there to set Murillo away. Nowhere for him to go.
I think you have a step on Mascherano, and all of a sudden he's there and makes the play.
Yeah. Palacios, excuse me. The Higuaín situation though, Lindsay, he's really got to start putting the ball in the back of the net as well as he has been playing, and he, I thought, was man of the match in that first half. But so much of Argentina's football, so wonderfully constructed, but no end product without Tevez and Messi.
Looking for the header that time. It's a foul. Colombia will get the free kick, and a little bit of a talking to that time from the referee to Christian Zapata. It was Otamendi up there actually challenging. Torres cannot combine with James Rodriguez. Teo.
This Argentina side now facing a wholly different obstacle in this first half compared to what they were facing in Buenos Aires against Brazil, who really were very defensive in that early going. In that first half, they played it to perfection, coming out of the shell in the second half and tying the game up. But Colombia certainly opening up and playing attacking football in front of their home crowd, as you would expect. Is that going to leave the gaps for the likes of Di Maria and the rest of the Argentina attack to exploit? 16 minutes in, they've shown some of the growl and some of the fangs, but nowhere through onto the net of Ospina yet.
Nice run from Lavezzi, but his pass goes awry, and it comes back to Ospina again.
It's that lack of real goal scoring situation, Lindsay, that is really worrying a lot of the Argentina fans. For all of their possession, for all of their wonderful movement in the midfield areas and how they advance their football, the end result hasn't been there. They struggled in a lot of ways against in the Copa America to find the net as much as what the type of football that they play you would think would be rewarded. So that cutting edge is all that Tata Martino's got to find out, and of course putting the back of the net's the hardest thing in football to do.
Especially in this kind of setting, World Cup qualifying, away from your 12th man at home and without, it has to be said, superstar players.
Sure. Aguero is just the type of penalty box predator that they're looking, but in Higuaín, they've got a man in form. Created that wonderful goal against Brazil for him, and that bearded beauty put it away.
No, this is
I don't think there'd be a player out there that would be more deserving of a goal than Gonzalo Higuaín, with all his sad stories at the World Cup and in Copa America.
54th cap for Higuaín. Looking for Lavezzi. Murillo. McNally Torres.
Great ball from James. Such a skill-filled player. Beautiful balance about him, and always got a fabulous eye for the killer pass and the shot to the golden area in the back of the net.
Little width for Fabra. James. Let's get Otamendi on his
Beautiful
tail.
And again,
Beautifully rolled to Baca. Baca.
Well, there's nothing at the end of it, but what beautiful football from James, who's calling for it again.
Torres, Daniel Torres, trying to go over the top there. Picked up by Banega.
Both these coaches in the technical area, very animated and very much under pressure. Must be said again, James magic.
Change of pace again from James Rodriguez. So smooth.
Oh.
And this is Palacios. Teo. Oh, stepping in nicely was Biglia. Fine defensive play, and some space, and a player down. Is that Di Maria again? Play continues now. It's
Good
a
run.
4v3.
He's on.
Lavezzi. Lavezzi plays it across. And it's kept in. Argentina take the lead in minute 20.
And it's the man who started it way deep in his own half. Lucas Biglia, the Lazio man, is in like an eagle. What a beautiful setup again. It's couldn't thrust football, but it's embroidered passing. When we take a look at it again, it's Di Maria who takes off like a scalded jackrabbit, gets a shoulder in the face, an elbow, but they play it on. Banega's got three options, picks the right one to Lavezzi. Beautiful control, sets it across, and Zapata swings and misses. Here it is, the architect, Biglia, sets them, all the dominoes falling. Lavezzi again steers it across the face of the goal. Zapata sees the ball rub in front of him and then bounce over his boot. But Biglia's got in a big, wide, open fishnet to hit, and he cannot miss that one. It's a lovely crafted goal, but poor Zapata got victimized completely there with that shanked clearance that he did not make contact with and was punished.
James on the return. It is blasted away by Funes Mori. First goal for his country for Lucas Biglia.
Yep.
37th appearance. The Lazio man, as you say, the architect, the beginner, and the finisher there.
The thing is, Lindsay, the man that I had been seeing is underrated in so many ways, and I still hold to that. Christian Zapata, that is what has cost him those slings and arrows of disdain from a lot of Milan fans, because he's a little inconsistent, man, and he drops clangers now and again. More often than not, he's rock solid as he was in this game right up until that point, but facing his own goal, he still needed to make contact on that ball and get it out of there. Look out.
Baca has it tipped away by Otamendi. Now Banega. Nothing like getting a goal from someone who rarely scores when your stars are missing, so the confidence factor just went up for Argentina.
No reprimand either from Carlos Vera, the referee, for that challenge against Angel Di Maria, who really made a hard, hurtful run and was passing his defender before he got an arm. It seemed in live time just thrown up against his face, but referee correctly letting play continue, and the advantage has never been better played or taken advantage of. Wonderful goal.
Just wonder if there was just a half second of a sense by the Colombian players that player was going to stop there, you know, and that's all it takes.
Well, maybe you could say the same about Argentina, though. They didn't freeze, and the advantage was in Argentina's favor. They had the ball.
Goal coming in minute 20. Lucas Biglia, Argentina with the lead.
It's a precious goal from Biglia, who started out at Argentina's juniors.
Banega to Di Maria. Back to Rojo. Funes Mori.
Another player who was really tip-top in that Brazil game was the Everton man, getting his opportunity, Ramiro Funes Mori, 24-year-old, and looks like one of those players that's going to be in the back line of Argentina for a long time, keeping out Di Michelis.
Too fine for Fabra, intercepted by Mercado. And this is going to be a corner for Colombia, their first corner of the match. Stadium holds just under 50,000, and it's been somewhat subdued, but this is spun in quite nicely. Picked up by Palacios. James Rodriguez.
No chance for him at all. David Ospina, the Arsenal goalkeeper. Well intercepted again by Biglia.
Biglia on the return.
Oh,
from
what a
Higuaín,
pass!
running
That's
behind is Di
brilliant.
Maria.
Oh,
Di Maria's down.
this could be a red. This could well be a red. Oh, that's a little fortunate for Zapata. He clips him fully intentionally. He's directly running at goal. He would have been one-on-one with the goalkeeper, a clear goal-scoring opportunity, and he is just bundled down, clipped, call it what you want. Zapata knows you cannot run without your legs, and takes one for the team. I think he's a little fortunate because the goalkeeper...
Very fortunate.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, you know, that's really... He had him to beat, and he would have been backing up onto him. With that pace that Di Maria has, that's a goal taken off the goal-scoring sheet for me.
So the Colombian defense again with some problems here in this first half of play.
And the man that we picked out to watch, of course, Di Maria, that electric pace of his. We've seen it several times in this 25 minutes, Lindsay, where he really stretches that back line of Colombia and causes all sorts of helter-skelter chaos, as he just did there. Zapata doing the right thing on a professional level.
Same duo that was lined up on a prior set piece for Argentina, Banega and Di Maria. Comes out to Rojo. Banega.
Nothing.
Just have to wonder if players like Palacios for Colombia are just going forward just a bit too much. Again, that transition for Argentina has been effective.
Yep, that's what we said. This isn't Brazil holding back like they did in that game a few days ago. This Colombia side is always going to attack under Peckerman. That's the way he draws them up. And in front of this crowd, they were inspired and had some good opportunities in the early going, but now on a slippery slope that's tilted the other way, away from them. Corner.
Second of the match for Colombia. Fabra racing up that far side. It's going to be the veteran McNally Torres with the corner.
Well, one man who will be barreling in there full steam is Christian Zapata, trying to take the goat horns off his head.
Straight in, Otamendi gets a good piece of it.
Needed to. Zapata lurking.
And fighting and bowling his way in was James Rodriguez, called for the foul there, trying to spring that ball free.
Yeah, pushes Mascherano right out the way. There'll be plenty of more of that on Saturday.
Well, in case you've been asleep, El Clasico coming up. The big match, Real Madrid, Barcelona. beIN Sports will have it for you. Check out the website for much more information, www.beinsports.com.
Lavezzi getting plenty of attention in this game as well. And Fabra coming right through him. Good look at the ex-Argentina man. Did a wonderful job in 2006, leading the Argentina, wonderfully inspired by Juan Román Riquelme, of course. And getting to the quarter-finals of the World Cup where they were beaten just.
Too far, back to Otamendi. Mascherano. Mori. Taken down by Gutierrez. Well, criticism abounds for managers of national sides, especially in qualifying matches. And Tata Martino is under the gun here for Argentina. But Jose Nestor Peckerman, he was under some criticism.
Yeah.
Especially before this last match against Chile. They pulled out the point and it's eased somewhat. But
sure,
people are looking for the repeat of that World Cup performance from Brazil, from Colombia.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to replicate.
Well, when we played against Germany in that quarter-final we were talking about a few moments ago, Lindsay, Peckerman resigned his post and he was trying to be getting talked out of it by the Argentina FA, but he felt as if he really let his, not just his team down, but himself, taking off Riquelme late in that game and sending on the defensive situation, sent in Cambiaso, if I remember correctly, and that cost Argentina dearly as Germany went on to win soon after that substitution through Klose. Scarred my heart, Lindsay. Never take Riquelme off, do you? Remember them tears the size of pineapple chunks going down my face? Not Riquelme.
That went on for days.
And that's not Peckerman. That was the strangest part of that. He's such a wonderfully attack-minded coach, but he betrayed his own instincts then, I think it's fair to say. I love him as a coach, and he was wonderful in how he organised and provided a real good entertaining team in 2006 World Cup, but wasn't to be.
Palacios. James just taken right out of the play that time from Mori. And now beautiful ball rolled up the near side to Biglia. He's really orchestrated, not just scoring the goal, but he's been very active, very effective. Lucas Biglia. Lavezzi to Mercado. And right now Argentina looking very confident. And Colombia, just to me, still trying to find some kind of rhythm.
Yep. That midfield area, need a lot more out of McNally Torres. Here, got to come out of the long grass as well. Carlos Bacca been missing in action. Hasn't had the best of service, but Daniel Torres on the ball, trying to find any sorts of gap through this Argentina defense, and the midfield is playing particular well again. Lucas Biglia, who you mentioned there in admiration, Lindsay, I think it's well pointed out. Him and Banega doing a great job locking down.
That's some fine defending by Mercado there. Looks like perhaps was a foul called on this play. I thought it was good defending by the Argentine right back.
Just steps across him. I think as I say, not too much there.
Mejia. This is Daniel Torres. Well, the disjointed play from Colombia right now, the frustration, I think it's fairly apparent. But this has been a side in the past that has been sometimes, again, a team with different personalities in different halves. So we'll see. We're in minute 33. And you can just sense the subdued nature of the crowd in Barranquilla.
Certainly took the sting in the battle cries away, but they're still well in this.
That's a decent effort, but I think actually Teo was offside.
Just too eager to get onto this ball. The space behind that back line is there. It's found beautifully. Just a step too early.
Palacios.
Good switch.
Good work coming back by Hamas. This is Fabra. Long run, nodded. Baca. Baca is down. Romero comes out. The appeals for a penalty there, and it's not given by the referee.
I think in lifetime it looks a lot worse than it is, but there's certain claims. It's a brilliant ball over the top, and it rubs negative with the spin and holds up for Baca. Sergio Romero's got a big, quick decision to make in the blinking of an eye. He does. He gambles. In the referee's opinion, who had a clear look at it, there was not enough contact on Baca, who went down looking for a penalty. In my opinion, in lifetime, we haven't seen the replay either, people. I may be completely wrong, but I thought it would have been generous for this referee to give that. We will take a look in the replay. Nice ball.
Outside of the foot that time. There wasn't a lot of protesting by the Colombian players at that point. But as you say, a difficult angle for us to evaluate it, really.
Yeah, wonderfully inventive ball over the top of the back line, and the way it held up on this dead pitch caused all the problems. It seemed to die on both Baca and Ramiro and hold itself up, and Sergio certainly came and claimed a bit of the ball, but did he get the player before the ball? We'll see.
How much theater in the play from Baca as well, as you mentioned. Trying to embellish it a little bit.
Here's the ball over the top. It's played back to the goalkeeper. He comes and reaches. This will be the angle here. Does he get the ball? Gets the ball, and just enough. Doesn't get a clean punch on the ball, but he certainly got enough of the ball before he made contact with the player. It seems a good decision in my eyes by the ref. And it was close.
Strong challenge by Mejia. I have to look at Di Maria and say he's been given so much liberty in this match. Now this is Teo,
Tackle.
and again,
That's a great challenge.
He's gaming for it all the way.
There's no penalty claim here. They're asking for a dive, but I think both men are wrong, and the referee is correct. Take a look. A lovely slight tackle, gets enough of the ball right there.
Third corner for Colombia.
This is the angle. Take a look. They got the corner, but it didn't seem as if Mori made contact with the ball. Certainly a lot more clearer look at that in that last angle. It shows that there may have been legitimate claims for a penalty kick.
Headed down by Mercado. Higuaín. Palacios. This has been a fortress for Colombia, playing in this stadium in Barranquilla. It's also the club home for Junior de Barranquilla. A number of very famous players. As looks like a handball decision by the referee. That player, Teo Gutierrez, very much a key player of Junior back in 2007 through 2009 before moving on. Daniel Torres.
I've had a couple of situations for Colombia and their fans. Disputable, debatable, penalty kicks denied. There's been two clear ones that were up for contention. You just wonder, Lindsay, this referee declining both of them. The first one for sure was no way a penalty against Bacca, but that last challenge, I've got to say, that looked like it could have been given as a penalty kick. It would have been close, and the ball's going to be knocked out. Get the attention of the injured player, but he'll be all right.
It's Lavezzi.
Yeah. He twisted his ankle right there.
Looks like McNally Torres was a little bit late coming in there.
But you wonder, Linz, if that third penalty kick, if they get into that box again and another claim is lodged by Colombia, they're going to be looking for it now, because they were close to getting at least one out of those two, but not to be. Bet you they'd be looking for a third one.
Mejia plays it square to McNally Torres. Just busted up that time by Mercado.
Good ball.
Equally fine touch from Di Maria.
Okay.
Who's been searching Di Maria left, middle, and right, moving all over the place. And that's part of what allowed Biglia and Banega the opportunity to move forward to score the only goal of the match. This is match day 4. South American qualifying. It's Colombia coming in with 4 points, just 2 for Argentina.
Good ball.
Laid off well.
He's
Di
in.
Maria, one-on-one. And he misses wide right. And 9 times out of 10, those would be in the back of the net.
He pulls the trigger very early here for me. It's a beautiful ball from Gonzalo Higuaín. He can carry on and draw the goalkeeper out a little bit more even, but he latches onto it quickly. He thinks he's got the right angle. Maybe just one more touch. It's debatable in itself, but pulls the trigger, and as soon as it left his foot, it was always going away from the upright, wasn't it?
Palacios. Good defending again by Biglia. Just chopped it away. Di Maria just running right through the Colombian defenders on that last play, Ray.
Yeah, as he is want to do for PSG. You see it all the time for Argentina. Hard, hurtful runs that he makes from deep lying positions. Not an out-and-out winger. He'll drop back and leave Higuaín and Lavezzi patrolling that front line. But when he takes up from those deeper lying midfield positions, nobody picking him up and nobody able to stay with his greyhound type's pace. And unfortunate not to hit the back of the net there. Be disappointed with himself that at least he didn't test the goalkeeper. Great ball again, though, wasn't it, from the much maligned Higuaín.
Stay tuned for our Express halftime show coming up, talking about this match and so many others being played, and also, of course, the El Clasico, Real Madrid-Barcelona on Saturday. Right now, though, it's Lavezzi with space again for Argentina. Oh, he just played it a bit too hard. Lavezzi, Banega. Zapata. Daniel Torres to Palacios. McNally. Well defended by Otamendi. Picked up by Biglia. Settled by Mascherano. Now then, Colombia again able to get possession, and it's just a nick.
It's Biglia
and a click
across. Yep, certainly in front of the referee. Daniel Torres in possession. It's not really intentional by Biglia, but he still gets a piece of the player.
Chiquito, Sergio Romero getting things in order. Ames, beautiful spinning ball, no one at the end. Stay tuned for the Express Halftime Show, brought to you by Volkswagen. We will, of course, be taking a look at the first half of this match. Other highlights from CONMEBOL, CONCACAF. So much to talk about coming up in just a few moments from now. Daniel McNally, now to James. Mejia. Over to Murillo. Just drifted past two Argentine players, and Mercado covers up.
A little bit of a lean into him, wasn't there? This is Murillo on the run and just gets checked off of it without any attempt to try to play the ball. You could understand if Mercado had went into the book, but not even a free kick given. Seems to be a lot more leniency in the South American referees in those sorts of situations. And to be fair to referee Carlos Vera, he has called them both ways. Look out.
This is Di Maria again with the space on the transition. Once again, Argentina looking to score. Yeah, and it's blocked away. This time Zapata's back and he's got covering help.
Well, he had a lot to do. And had Palacios in front of him as well. Needed to get the ball around him and Zapata to find the late arriving Higuaín, who was well covered. But Angel still tries it and couldn't squeeze it through.
Beautiful tap play back to Rojo. And we're in injury time in this first half of play. The goal coming in minute 20 from Lucas Biglia, his first goal ever for the Albiceleste.
Nicely.
Beautiful laid off that time. Di Maria, Di Maria.
Wonderful from Gonzalo Higuaín, wasn't it? This little touch pass. Man, he's playing good football with the backs of his heels these days. Higuaín, beautiful touch. It was that type of pass that led to so much danger in the last game against Brazil. Doesn't lead to anything in the end, but good setup play by the Lazio man.
Little shirt
Napoli, Napoli. What am I talking about? Not Lazio, Napoli.
Well, keeping you up to date, this is a goal for Ecuador. They're perfect in qualifying, and they're looking good right now. Tenorio scoring. And Latri with the lead over the Vino Tinto. Venezuela 0, Ecuador 1. So we come back to Barranquilla. That's going to do it. So at halftime, it is Colombia 0, Argentina 1. Stay with us. Much more to come here on beIN Sports.
It's the one, right?
We forgot Dave.
Thank you. So, can the test drive be over now? Maybe head back to the dealership?
It's practically yours, but we still need your signature. The Sign Then Drive event. 0 do-it signing, 0 down, 0 deposit, and 0 first month's payment on a new Tiguan and other select Volkswagen models.
Now get data access plus unlimited talk and text to and from Mexico and the U.S. and Canada and the U.S. Included on plan starting at $45 a month after $5 autopay credit. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
This holiday season, give him one more millimeter of control. Give her a 2-second faster breakaway. And give him 100% more swagger.
This is much more than a historical rivalry. More than two cultures, trendsetters, or record breakers. It's El Clasico, Real Madrid versus Barcelona. And it's here on beIN Sports.
Why do we root for our teams? From Barcelona to La Roma, from the United States to Colombia, we find ourselves deeply invested in the outcome of our teams. It's this regional obsession with a collective mood depending on our team's success and its failures. If they're doing well, it reflects on us in terms of bragging rights, status, prestige, and identity. If they're doing bad, it hurts the heart like nothing else. We identify with our teams in ways that players do not. Athletes can be mercenaries, but the fan can be permanent. This is why we root for our teams. That's why we're fans.
This halftime is brought to you by Volkswagen. Isn't it time for German engineering?
The break. It is Colombia 0, Argentina 1. The goal from Lucas Biglia coming up from his defensive midfield position. Check out our website for much more. beINsports.com. Follow us on Twitter at beINSportsUSA or ESBN Sports in Espanol. World Cup qualifying. Colombia trailing at the break 0-1 to Argentina.
Alucinante. By design. Seduciendo. By design.
Ay, qué resaca. Necesito un caldo de camarón ya. ¿Hermana?
¿Otra vez crudo? Por favor, esta vez toma nota, porque todos los domingos es lo mismo. Vas a...
Una receta de camarón. La mejor receta de camarón es otro trago.
Tío Mario.
Mi receta de caldo de camarón no solo es bueno para la cruda, sino pregúntale a ellas.
Qué resacón. Amor, ¿qué desayunar?
Caldito de camarón.
Teletransporta los buenos consejos de Tío Mario con nuestra app. Bájala ya y obtén $1 gratis en llamadas internacionales. Buzz Revolution. Une tus mundos.
People tell me stories without saying one word. So I listen. Then I give it back. What are you chasing? Hennessy. Never stop, never settle.
The Serie A is on beIN Sports. In a match between two top-level historic clubs. Juventus versus Milan. Saturday, on beIN Sports.
Only one network gives you more options in sports. beIN Sports. The best football in the world. La Liga from Spain. Serie A from Italy. Ligue 1 from France. The Capital One Cup, the Football League Championship from England. And the CONCACAF and CONMEBOL qualifiers. International fights, boxing championships. The most important tennis tournaments with the top-ranking superstars. All the adrenaline of SBK Superbike and Rallycross. The best rugby of the planet. Aviva Premiership, RBA Six Nations, and Guinness Pro 12. Cycling, major competitions in Europe, and much more. The most comprehensive coverage of international sports is beIN Sports.
Halftime. It is Colombia 0, Argentina 1. The goal from Lucas Biglia. And let's take a look at the highlights of that first half of play. It was Argentina coming in 9th out of the 10 countries in CONMEBOL. Colombia with 4 points. It starts in minute 13.
30 minutes in, and lovely release from Mascherano. Nice lead ball from Rojo to Di Maria, who sends this one, but beautiful cover by both the Colombian players inside of him. As Mori doing a good job with McNally Torres to cover up Gonzalo Higuaín, but he would be back to haunt Colombia later on. Biglia would too. He's got a decision here to make. Now look at this ball played to Banega. Banega's the one who's got a multitude of options. He sees Lavezzi out wide, he plays it to him, but he could have pulled the trigger and fed in Gonzalo Higuaín. It's the great decision by Banega for me that starts this goal. Here, take a look at it again. Biglia starts it right here. He's got the run in front of him. He ignores that. He goes to the side for Lavezzi, who's wonderful in his supplying to the man who started the move in Biglia. And he has an open net. Zapata, of course, swung and missed and couldn't get the clearance. There's a debatable penalty here. I didn't think it was. It's definitely a gamble by Sergio Romero coming across right on top of Carlos Bacca. Take a look. Does he get any of the ball? Certainly catches the ball because it stops in front of him. And I think that was a good decision by the ref. Again, Gonzalo Higuaín, the ex-River man, feeds Di Maria, the ex-Rosario Central man, but the Paris man cannot bury it. Nice little kissed pass for Angel, but credit, big credit to David Ospina for narrowing the angle and cutting out that one to the near post, forcing Di Maria to go to the back. And just did enough. 1-0 Argentina.
Where were you born? It's a question asked all the time. Because where you're from shapes who you are, inspires how you do things. And when that inspiration comes from a place this refreshing, this majestic, this... well, you get the idea. Coors Light, born in the Rockies.
Growing up in Kenya, my sister and I were very close. But like any sisters, we fought a lot. She always got new clothes, and I always got hand-me-downs. Now, she's putting her children through school in Kenya. We still fight sometimes, especially when I send money for the kids. I tell her, buy some clothes for the younger one, and we both laugh.
With nearly 500,000 locations, our app and online, this is moving money for better.
This is much more than a historical rivalry. More than two cultures, trendsetters, or record breakers. It's El Clasico, Real Madrid versus Barcelona. And it's here on beIN Sports. In every game, there will be strength, physical contact, and accuracy. Velix, EHF Champions League. On beIN Sports.
Sunday, the Serie A and the Ligue 1 are on beIN Sports. We begin early in the morning with Verona versus Napoli, then Fiorentina versus Empoli, followed by Rennes versus Bordeaux, then Inter versus Frosinone. On beIN Sports.
Well, this is Ecuador and Venezuela. Ecuador coming in 3-0, and look at this. It was already 1-0. This is minute 23, and it's 2-0. Jefferson Montero scoring. La Tri are rocking and rolling. They are off to a historic start in World Cup qualification, and more disaster for the Vino Tinto. Absolutely fantastic performance so far by the Ecuadorians. Halftime in this one, Colombia 0, Argentina 1. More to come.
This halftime was brought to you by Volkswagen. Isn't it time for German engineering?
Give the gift of more. Switch to Cricket Wireless and choose from 4 smartphones, now free after mail-in rebate Cricket Visa promotion card. From the Merrier carrier, Cricket Wireless. Something to smile about.
Okay, we're here. There's Dad, Mom, the twins, Aunt Alice.
You didn't tell me Aunt Alice was coming.
Of course.
Don't forget Grandpa. Can the test drive be over now? Maybe just head back to the dealership.
Don't you want to meet my family?
Yep, totally.
It's practically yours, but we still need your signature. The Sign Then Drive event. 0 do-it signing, 0 down, 0 deposit, and 0 first month's payment on a new Jetta and other select Volkswagen models.
Colombia 0, Argentina 1 at the Estadio Metropolitano. Roberto Meléndez in Barranquilla, a beautiful area with a history of many artistic individuals. Shakira comes to mind. Ooh. But also El Pibe, Carlos Valderrama, the great El Pibe. And they need a little bit of creativity here in the second half, Colombia.
I think so. I think they could use a little bit of Valderrama's magic down there and Shakira's moves, if you know what I mean. The Colombia being a little disappointing, got to be fairly stated. Rodriguez is doing everything he can to inspire. Carlos Bacca has been well kept in shackles. The Milan man struggling to get away from Otamendi and Funes Mori, and he has not had the great service into him. No question that Teofilo Gutierrez has been doing his best to shake away out wide, and there's going to be a substitution here coming now, and it's probably going to be Teofilo Gutierrez as, again, Muriel gets another opportunity. One of the favorite players for Colombia, being a little bit inconsistent, 24-year-old lad, good player. Danger and fresh legs arrive for Colombia.
So Muriel is on for Colombia, his 8th cap. He's been playing very well in the Serie A for Sampdoria. There's the confirmation. McNally Torres is off.
Oh, so they're really going with the guns blazing here now, Lindsay. Not Gutierrez coming off, excuse me.
Jose Nestor Peckerman never one to shy away from making moves.
Yep, and I think it's a good one, because certainly McNally Torres didn't have too much of an impact on the game. I've seen him play some good football over the years, McNally, but not today. A little bit kept in the shadows, and a roll of the dice now by Peckerman, but I think it's worthwhile.
Fabra with the throw. Brought down beautifully by Banega. Mascherano. Back to Murillo. David Ospina had such a brilliant Copa America for Colombia against this Argentine side, as a matter of fact. It was just got to penalties in the end, and Argentina were victorious.
Around about that time, his team Arsenal signing Petr Cech, and certainly it was a great response by David Ospina to show, well, what am I doing wrong? He certainly did play tremendously well for the Colombia national team, in face of knowing that his club team had went with somebody else. It was a good response indeed. Still didn't get him back into the Arsenal team, but it was a good response.
Yeah, it's been a difficult situation for Ospina. He's had some play in the Champions League. Didn't go as well as he had hoped in one of the matches. Now this is Lavezzi.
He's cut back.
Oh, brought down beautifully by Di Maria. Banega gets past one, the second one. Free, and Ospina covers it up.
Wonderful play by Di Maria, initially setting up wonderful opportunity for Banega, who cut back on the ball beautifully and blasts a one at Ospina, and Higuaín looked as if he was going to get the droppings of it, but Ospina just there to suck the out of the ball at the end. Nice lead.
Lavezzi again. Lavezzi's been very active in the entire match, really. He was part of that setup for the goal.
Two big men clashing there. Mercado saying his welcome to the dance to Muriel.
Muriel back to Fabra, and it's restarted by Jason Murillo. Luis Torres. James
wants the run for his pass. Nobody making enough hurtful runs into the space. Got space here now.
Well played to Muriel. Muriel just bodied off the ball that time by Biglia.
Yeah, Biglia setting up his stance in front of him and just stepping in there and getting the ball cleanly.
Good help that time from Rojo. Look at Argentina and you say Banega's been very effective, somewhat in that Pastore role. The beautiful touch, keeping the ball moving.
Yeah, a lot of gritty players in that midfield. No, classy players, no question. But Banega, Mascherano, Biglia, they all fit into that mold of more of a gritty type rather than a creative, inventive type of football that you imagine coming out of an Argentina midfield. It's being a little harsh on them, I understand, but I think there's just that sparkle lacking in that Argentina midfield. And you have three of such a very much similar players.
Muriel.
But it's getting the job done.
Back to Daniel Torres. Nodded down by Otamendi. James. Fabra. Fabra with a driving shot wide.
Good effort by Frank. Taking on Biglia, turning him around like a cork in a Chardonnay bottle, and then spanking this one. Biglia sees him right and left. Certainly well worth the attempt and nicely covered by Sergio Romero, but nothing too inviting on the inside of him, so he chances his arm. Good strike, just wide.
Brings the crowd to life. They need a little bit more of that to really play the part of that 12th man in this match.
It's another great interception by Otamendi, who's been very good in this game. New Manchester City signing.
Well, I would imagine when you're training with the national team with Mascherano, you just get better with the sense of timing watching that caliber of defending, to say nothing of your own abilities. Di Maria. He's been left, he's been middle, he's been right, he's dropped back, he's raced forward. Just looking for the spaces. Higuaín couldn't get started. Touch from Banega. Biglia. Good possession from Argentina, and get the restart here.
Daniel Torres coming across here. Alexander Mejia, excuse me. Just kipping across again. Wonderful placement by referee Vera.
It seems like Colombia, Ray, still lacking consistent tempo and trying to put things together.
Yeah, the midfield certainly been lacking that sort of cohesion, even in close situations. And when they go for the long ball like this over the top, Otamendi and Mori reading everything that Baca and in first half Muriel.
Mercado with the throw, stepping in nicely for Roncaglia, who's suspended for this match.
The effort certainly there from Colombia. They're not walking around or being lazy off the ball, just coming up against a well-organized Argentina defensive midfield and good back line that seem to have a real understanding of how to close them down in situations like this. Again, beautifully covered.
Blocked and played away.
Oh, what a turn
by Mori.
Yep, lovely lead pass to Biglia, who turned nicely, having a good game.
Tap back again by Banega to Biglia.
Don't seem to be applying the pressure quite rightly, do the Colombia and Argentina on this type of syncopated rhythm. It's good football again in possession by Argentina, forcing the yellow shirts to try to press them and expend all the energy chasing rabbits.
Well, just knitting together those passes, Argentina.
Still 1-0 game though, Lindsay. Too close for comfort for Argentina fans. It's the same in the first half against Brazil, where they were impressive, built up the lead and squandered it.
Otamendi again with the timing. Down to Daniel Torres.
Well played. It's good cover again.
Mori really showing his quality as well. Well, you can sense the frustration there on the face of Theo Gutierrez. James as well has been bottled up for the most part. But as you say, Ray, a long way to go here.
Both teams got the benches to turn to for some real good fresh legs, fresh input, high quality waiting to come in. The shape of Freddy Higuaín for Colombia.
A long journey in this qualification process. It won't really be over until October of 2017.
Higuaín working very, very hard as well. Really pours himself into the game, full of commitment, which will endear him dearly to Argentina fans. But he would Give a lot of money for a goal in this game to really take the albatross around from his neck, but with the likes of Dybala waiting to get in, maybe it won't be too long before Tata Martino changes this. Maybe another 15 minutes or so before I think he makes the changes, but Lamela as well waiting to get in. Oh, quality footballers.
Blocked that time by Rojo. The tempo for the both sides has slowed down a bit here. Far side for Fabra. There's Lavezzi over there helping defend that time for Argentina. Fabra with the throw. Banega.
Well played.
Beautifully done. Biglia gets rid of it quickly, just a bit too wide.
The right pass at the right time, wasn't it? He just overhit it a little al dente for Lavezzi to rein in, because there was a cow's field in front of him, and he'd been able to latch onto that nice pass from Biglia.
Thomas.
Good ball.
Mascherano's back to cover. Biglia can't shield it. And that time Muriel has a go.
And Muriel gets this ball. He's got nobody making any sort of direct run into the box. This is why he's got no other inclination other than to pull the trigger. He's nowhere close to finding anything worrisome towards Sergio Romero, as Tio finally exits.
Well, this is interesting because Cardona is somewhat similar, I should say, to James Rodriguez, a very skillful attacking midfield type player. So people have speculated, how would it work with them together? We're going to find out, because Cardona just came on for Teo. Blasted away by Romero. Cardona's been just sensational for Monterrey in Liga MX. 10 goals in 14 appearances for his club side. Only one of those a penalty. His 12th cap for Colombia.
22 years of age, got that youthful exuberance that Peckerman likes to throw in to battle-tested grounds like this. Good play, good ball.
Cardona.
Second bait, another good pass.
Good ball in, and looked like head-to-head in there on the challenge. Carlos Baca was trying to get a piece of the ball. And that's Mascherano, was it not? No. Nope.
Another nice searching ball. This one finds the back, but certainly comes through.
Mercado.
Yep.
Cardona scored a goal against Peru in Colombia's victory in the first match day of qualifying. Mercado trying to shake that off.
Yeah, just a bit of a clash of coconuts. Both the players shaking hands after that clash, but
so much information available on all the matches on our website, beINsports.com. Follow us on Twitter as well, English or Spanish, wherever you may be. Hope you're enjoying this match day number 4 from CONMEBOL South American World Cup qualifying. It is Colombia 0, Argentina 1 at the hour mark. Daniel Torres.
A little bit more territorial advantage for Colombia in this second half, pushing the game in search of the equaliser, certainly all the way through, but certainly the commitment there from Peckerman to start pushing up and take these calculated gambles haven't been the fluid, quick Colombia that we know that's a bad decision. It looks as if that was at least level. All for offside. He didn't like it, and understandably so.
Back down to Mercado, Biglia, Lavezzi dropping back.
Oh.
Shields it well, but it's collected this time by Daniel Torres.
Good ball.
Now Colombia with a bit of room here.
Got options left and right.
Mascherano bundles into James. It will be.
Mascherano recognizing that when this Madrid player's on the ball with the options that he had, even though the defense had them in their sights. Dallas back on one side, Cardona on the other, but James never given the opportunity to pick the spot. Mascherano shaking his head, but he knows he did the right thing to seal that one up ahead of James throwing his dart towards either Baca or Cardona. It's a long way out for James to beat this man. 6'4", big black octopus on the line. Will take something really magnificent. Looks like it's going to be from James with the left.
Cardona also standing behind the ball. Rodriguez, and I think that was deflected.
Yep.
So this will be a corner for Colombia, their 4th corner. And now the crowd is urging their heroes on here to get back into this match. Cardona. Mascherano talking to his teammates. They've been so solid, so together. Doesn't want anything to change. All the way back to Zapata. Poked away by Lavezzi. Over to Biglia. Fair play, Muriel. Excuse me, it's Cardona again showing the balance and the skill. Back protecting it was Mercado. Played the other way and then played all the way back to David Ospina. And we had a whistle, a player down Mascherano.
Mascherano certainly took one right across the face. How much intention there was, I'm not sure, but he certainly took a real clatter right here. Comes across. Looks like an intentional forearm to the face from Cardona.
A little bit more than balance, wasn't it?
That's one that you want to see in a little bit more of a slow motion, because the arm certainly came up and then there was that extension, wasn't there?
Next match for Colombia.
I wouldn't like to have been leaving that calling card against that man, because Mascherano is telling him, I've got you. I'll see you very soon. See you in Argentina.
Good look at Cardona. He's just saying, I just got my arms out running, but not so sure, as you say. Colombia will
regularly when players do extend their arms for balance, even if it's that high up, it's debatable if it's for balance, but then when that action comes out, it seems that that's a little bit more with malice attached to it.
Minute 66. Cardona. Fabra does well. Moriel does well also. Plays it back to Cardona. Cardona.
Good defending by Banega. Still alive.
Fabra. Moriel. Well, that's a bit better from Colombia. A little more persistence in possession and getting something out of it, even if it is off target.
Ball comes over here to Frank Fabra, pushing up and sets it up nicely. A stinging shot, but just fading away. Muriel close.
Two captains with a few words between them, Amos and Mascherano. Brought down by Rojo. Zapata. Lavezzi's there to pick it up. Now this is Biglia. Higuaín lays it off, and
it's going to be another card. And rightfully, Palacios comes strongly and wildly across the player. Zapata is who starts this mess by not getting anywhere close. It's just a wild, reckless challenge right here across Ezequiel.
So Palacios is in the book, and Argentina will get a very good look here.
Oh, Ospina's troubles continue with this back lane. He's looking a lot less secure than days gone by. Midfield hasn't been that cohesive, relying on James intermittently, and up front not too much action. It's still 1-0, and Argentina looking for a second here.
Banega. Picked up by Palacios. Now Biglia pokes it away. Di Maria. Lavezzi. Lavezzi rolls it through. Just missed Higuaín. Just missed him. And Colombia with possession, and they have a bit of room here.
Oh, well played. Good
on the
pace.
run is Baca.
Scrappy play by both sides.
Cardona shooting. The bounce picked up by Romero.
Yep. Nasty hop in front of Sergio, this one. Deals with it relatively easily. I've seen those ones spilled before when a ball hops up that high towards a goalkeeper. Again, Jackrabbit.
Over the top, down.
Zapata. Comes across. Di Maria wanting the referee to see an infraction being pushed into him, but Zapata getting away with it.
Play to Mejia. Straight back to Funes Mori. About 20 minutes remaining.
Aye.
Looks like a change coming up for Tata Martino.
Gonzalo again, who is sacrificed. Good hard-working performance again from Higuaín. No goals to show for it, but involved with the go-ahead goal with his running off of the ball. It opened up those windows. And don't forget that. Set up the goal against Brazil as well. But now a different animal arrives in the shape of Dybala.
Paulo Dybala, exceptional young player. This is just his third cap for Argentina, for the Juventus man. They call him La Joya, the jewel. The booking here.
Another one down here. Again, just a rash tackle, and really no need to come in that high across the player when the ball's been dished off.
Frustration, part of that for sure. Mejia in the book. Speaking of a Dybala, young striker, signed a 5-year contract with Juventus, 32 million euros. This is Lavezzi. Dybala.
Nothing given here. Dybala getting
a lot of looking
through from, I think it's Murillo. He went down, agonized.
Over to Rojo. Rojo back to.
He's got to be right in front of the referee's assistant as well, Lindsay.
This Mori Lavezzi. Players are spinning and turning and bumping each other all over the place here.
Whistle had gone. Banega says he didn't hear it before he tries to chip.
Well, what this would mean for this Argentina side, Ray, again, without all of the superstars, or many of them, I should say, on the road. As we look again here at Dybala. Just getting 3 points, if they can do this, would rejuvenate their campaign, to be sure. Murillo. Still plenty of time for Colombia, it has to be said. Daniel Torres working to play it through. Cardona. Picked up by Rojo. Biglia. Now, good interception by Fabra. James. It has it blocked by Otamendi. Good defending again from Otamendi.
One of the few mistakes by Mercado right there that led to this continuing attack and threat. He's played well, the Riverman, to deserve his second cap. Mercado been pretty solid across that back line.
Murillo. Fabra. Biglia. They relieve the pressure. Dybala.
Nicely.
Biglia. Argentina once again playing keep away at the moment. Rojo. Di Maria. All the way back to Funes Mori. Well, don't forget, coming up this weekend, El Clasico here on beIN Sports. Real Madrid, Barcelona. You'll be hearing a lot more about it. But right now, back to the pitch in Barranquilla. Another player down.
Well, what happens here? Looks like it's Mercado. The referee instantly whistling for a stretcher. More. Didn't see any contact on the player either at the time. Seemed to just drop to the ground, reaching around for his neck. seem
looked
to
like it was Mercado. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it is Mercado. But the thing is, he drops to the ground before any sort of contact. It seemed to be that he dropped to the deck when the ball was well away from his area. It could have been that some challenge caused this ahead of time, but rather strange set of circumstances here. But the referee was immediate with his signaling to get the stretcher onto the Argentina medics there, club doctors. Certainly nothing involving his breathing, Lindsay, but it's his neck that seems to have suffered some sort of trauma. You see they're putting the neck brace on him. It's the go-ahead goal, of course, and Sad Zapata sees that ball slip and bounce ahead of him. When you take a look at this, it bounces right there. Zapata tries to make contact with it to take it away from danger, but Biglia latches onto it. This is sad.
Yeah, this is
as we were saying, what a good performance it'd been, but he's in severe distress, and maybe something as simple as a trapped nerve. Well played either way from Javier Mascherano. Let's hope he's going to be all right for his River club, who will be playing in the World Club Championship very soon.
Well, Alexander Mejia's day is done as well. He's replaced by Adrian Ramos, the Borussia Dortmund talisman. 36 cap for Ramos. Also spent time at Hertha Berlin. And we'll see what happens with Argentina here. Mercado just stretchered off. So it looks like Gino Peruzzi is getting set to come on.
He was expected to start in a lot of people's opinions. Boca Juniors man, Gino.
Daniel Torres. Colombia are going to have to do something different if they want to equalize. Cardona or something spectacular. Fabra leaves it for Muriel.
Good defending right across the back time, and it's that man again, Funes Mori, who's in the right position and well focused on the threat behind him. It's a nice inviting ball in, but Ramiro deals with it. Looking more and more impressive as time goes by, as Gino Peruzzi comes into the battleground. Shooting from Colombia, being high, wide and ugly. Poor again from Edwin.
5th cap for Peruzzi, the Boca Juniors man.
There's that challenge right across. That was that clash of coconuts who you were talking about. That was pretty early on in that second half, Lindsay. So that challenge there right through the back of the player certainly cost them later on. Mercado.
Torres. Di Maria says thank you very much. Banega. Just actually got the ball stuck in his boots, Di Maria, that time. Cardona. Back to Mascherano. Biglia.
It's a good ball again from Funes Mori. Those tight passing lanes. Biglia again, absolutely indefatigable.
And tireless as well.
He really has covered an enormous amount of ground, Lindsay. He's so responsible with the ball. Look at it, it's always an option for the outlet. Look at this, good play.
Well, open on the left side, and that's the insurance goal. Surely Argentina, but wait, offside. The flag went up.
Well, let's hope this referee's assistant gets this one right. Whoa, look at this, Lindsay. That's onside when this ball's released right there. He's onside.
Very apparent, at least from that angle.
It looked like Frank Fabra kept him onside on this near angle, this near side of the pitch. When that ball, we have just witnessed an exceptional goal taking off the board for me, clearly onside. There's two players along that back line for Colombia. One stepped up, but Frank Fabra, from my eyes, was the man who kept them onside by a good half a yard, at least.
Certainly appears that way.
The people with the fancy machines are already looking at it, and I think I'm confident in saying that that one was on when the ball was released.
Cardona turns. Muriel does well. Clear. But once again, balls in the air. Argentina has owned them. They have been first to the ball very consistently. Dybala's down. Well, in March, match day 5, Colombia will be in La Paz. We look again here. The arm.
Clear foul. Right.
And Argentina will be in Santiago in March for their 5th match of qualifying.
This is a real pressure release valve for Tata Martino. Not so sure about what it means to Jose Peckerman. But let's be fair, this team under Peckerman is not the same addition as has been so entertaining in the past at all. They've kept it close.
Murillo. Beautiful move from Cardona. Palacios. Down. Cardona. Cardona picks it up. And good help defending from Dybala, the young star. That's Di Maria.
Clever play.
Beautifully done again. Banega. Biglia. Peruzzi.
Mori coming right through the back of Lavezzi there.
Banega, always looking, searching for that next pass. Éver Banega really had a good match. Biglia. Two sides with different characteristics, with players missing. The stakes still very high.
This could be Lavezzi coming out here. Tired legs, yep. And justifiably tired legs. As always, gives everything for his country. And in wanting him off a lot earlier. Getting some nice escorted company there.
He did his part on the goal as well.
Big time.
Lavezzi with a nice pass.
Yep.
Keeping it together, moving forward with the the 3 teammates, I should say. Enzo Perez comes on.
With his industry either. It's always nice on the ball and a threat, looking to link up, and certainly been very involved in the goals that Argentina have scored in both these games. finishing against Brazil and then setting the table up for this goal. It is teasingly keeping Argentina ahead, but just played Otamendi.
Perez. Otamendi, outstanding again. Called his name many times in this match. Breaking up a pass in the air, on the ground. Argentina a few minutes away from a crucial 3 points.
Well won there by Rojo. That's a good ball if it holds, and it will.
Di Maria steps across 2 players. Di Maria. Backheaded and racing in. The flag was up. L'Oreal offside. Not sure we'll get another look at that from a different angle. Doesn't tell the whole story, I don't think. Do you?
No. In fact, I think Di Maria was much more accurate with his passing. Doesn't justify his predominance between those 2 players for me. James Rodriguez certainly the main threat for Colombia and always threatening in possession, but Di Maria seemed to have more cut and thrust and delivery in his game tonight. 2 wonderful players, one ex-Real Madrid, the other one current. I think Angel performance tonight just tips it in his favor. I go back to Biglia, who won an unheralded, unorthodox man of the match. That heavy-legged number 6, this man on the ball, has been wonderful in his involvement for an Argentina side. There's been very few times this man on the ball has given the ball away, and he's really backed it up with full commitment.
Peruzzi. So true about Biglia. Not the fastest, not the quickest, not the strongest, not the tallest, but
and not the prettiest either of a footballer.
Just a fantastic match for him, really.
Certainly, him and Banega played very, very well for the Albiceleste. I mean, too many bad performances, and the new boys that came in did well. Certainly wish the best to Mercado.
Barbara.
Oh, what a tackle. That's beautiful.
Well done by Peruzzi.
Yeah.
He's on that depth chart. Banega. Banega's got Peruzzi. Peruzzi plays it square on the turn. Biglia!
Oh,
the post.
Unlucky from Dybala, who turned away beautifully. It looked as if his chance had gone, but he hesitated beautifully and turned, lost his defender and struck the ball. This beautiful play here from the substitute Peruzzi. There's a hesitation, and there's the big white skinny friend of David Ospina. That's a beautiful turn, isn't it? And wonderful balance to deny, but cannot find the back of the net for the sake of a couple of inches. Unlucky Paulo Dybala.
Just showing a glimpse of his talent, Dybala.
I thought he should have been making the run prior to him getting that ball, and I was just about to criticize him for being a little flat-footed, but then certainly the ball arrived to him better late than never from Peruzzi, who started that attack, remember, very deep in his own half.
Jose Peckerman looking for the right combinations.
Well, this might be the last roll of the dice here. Wonderful situation for the big men of got to send up all the big dock cranes now, Lindsay. The onus on the delivery has to be dropped into the sweet spot. Edwin Cardona on the ball.
Just a wall of blue and white back there, and Di Maria has plenty of space to run it out.
Switches on for Dybala, delivered.
Dybala.
Nicely.
Di Maria.
And again.
Banega. Banega. Square again, Dybala. And this time it's blocked back there by Daniel Torres. Dybala gets the caution card.
Stepping on how much intent it was there, I'm not so sure. Paulo Dybala being very involved. Had a legitimate goal taken off the score sheet, remember. And as the game goes into the last baby's breaths of this game, how much of that will be looked upon if Colombia can pull out this equaliser. Game's still alive.
At the hour mark, Ecuador again scoring, make it 3 over Venezuela for La Tri. Fantastic, perfect start to the campaign. Now, headed over. Hamas trying to keep that in play. And it's drilled and deflected. The rebound.
Wow! Sergio Romero comes out flapping like a big albatross with broken wings. Take a look at the goalkeeper here. Gets turned around and doesn't get back into his net quick enough, standing admiring and completely and utterly in chaos here in the final moments. And then it falls beautifully in the end for Murillo, who cannot hit the target. Could have been a disaster for Argentina. Poor Jason Murillo, not able to strike onto the net that was left vacant by some strange goalkeeping by Sergio Romero.
Must be less than a minute remaining, perhaps a minute, for Argentina to take the 3 points. Colombia down to their last gasp. Zapata.
Good header again, Otamendi. Resilient at the back.
The crowd urging Colombia onward, but that'll do it. A gut-wrenching, gritty performance by Argentina, and they will take it. They get a huge 3 points on the road to rejuvenate their campaign. The goal by Lucas Biglia, and they defeat Colombia in Barranquilla 1-0.
See how much it means to the Albiceleste. They came here with grit and determination, led by Biglia, who was the epitome of 100% commitment. A wonderful goal, and poor Zapata got victimized by the bounce over his swinging leg, but it was the man who started the dominoes falling in Biglia, who was continuing with his run to get the goal. Sadly disappointing performance all around by most of Colombia's players, but not for Argentina. It was a team performance full of gritty determination, and in the end, a good goal.
Argentina won it 1-0 for Ray Hudson. I'm Lindsey Dean. Thanks for joining us here on beIN Sports.
This game was brought to you in part by Coors Light, Cricket, and